So what's going on? I'm back working on my dually again today, and figured I'd go ahead and put in a little bit of time on it. You know what I mean? I'm really trying my best to try and get it out by next year. We'll see if that happens or not. I got a whole bunch of irons in the fire. You know what I mean? But anyway, so one of the wheels was actually rubbing on the inside of the fenders after I ended up, putting the new wheels on and everything. So, which I couldn't figure out why. Come to find out, the bed was actually slid over on the frame. So when they end up putting it on, they didn't actually center up the bed. So that is a very important key to when you're doing suspension and stuff like that, because that could make or break you when it comes to rubbing and, slam trucks, lowered trucks, so on and so forth. So anyway, I had to go ahead on and loosen up the bed bolts. I was able to just go ahead on and slide it real easy. Went ahead on and bolted it back down. And now I'm finna get ready to go ahead and start tightening up my brackets for like my bed sides to hold all of this together and whatnot. And then there was a couple wires that was actually cut to my marker light, which I don't understand why they just didn't unplug them. But again, that's beyond me. So I got to go ahead on and do a little bit of wiring back there so that I can go ahead and get all of that stuff dialed in. Once I go ahead on and do that, I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to find some, excuse me, something else on this truck. But for right now, at least let me go ahead on and get that bed centered. Let me go ahead and get all that stuff tightened down, get these brackets and all of that stuff hooked on up. And then I'll go ahead and cut this back on. So y'all just stay tuned. Getting ready to head down here to Indianapolis, Indiana, down here to Advanced Coatings and Trim. I'm getting ready to drop the interior off for the red truck. So I still got to think of a name for it. I'm thinking Geronimo, but I ain't 100% sure. Anyway, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the interior down here, let him go ahead on and do his thing. I decided to go with him after I just keep seeing the quality of work, you know what I mean, that Doug puts out. So I figured, you know what, I'll go ahead and give him a try. You know what I'm saying? I've seen his work at many car shows. He's done a couple homeboys, you know what I mean, vehicles, and I'm just very impressed. So I hope that y'all are too. Anyway, let me go ahead on and show y'all. I got the interior out of this truck, and then I'll show you what kind of pile of stuff that I got. So I got all of the door panels and all of that stuff out of here. Dashboards out of here, headliner, all of that stuff. I'm not taking these seats because I ended up buying some 4 bucket seats, and I'm gonna have a center console ran down the center. So I'm not even worried about that. This bad boy is a mess in here. I already went ahead and cut my matching steering wheel too. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and load up the van, and yeah, and go ahead and make this little road trip. So yep, got the dash out. Actually, I take that back. When I say I got the dash out, I actually had to purchase another one. I ended up taking my last dash that originally came out of the truck. I took it to a girl named Jess out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. And I think there was Sunset Car Club, but I ain't 100% sure. Anyway, she screwed up my dash, and over the time I done lost pieces and stuff like that. So I figured I'll just get up on Marketplace and get me another one. So that's exactly what I did. So I did that. And here is the new bucket seats. These are just the frames. I got the foams and everything over there. Like I said, I'm running 4 bucket seats. Excuse me. Got my door panels out, all of my seat belts, my trim, sun visors, door panels, seal plates, and all of that stuff. So, but yeah, your boy is ready. So I'm gonna go ahead on and like I said, load on up and get on out of here. I will try and get some footage for y'all while I'm down here. I ain't making no promises because I don't know if I've never seen nobody do a tour of Doug's shop or even put him on camera for that matter. So I don't know if he's into the whole camera thing, camera shy, or if he even wants to be up on there. So But if he allows it, I will go ahead on and try and get what I can while I'm down there. But if not, then y'all just gonna have to wait for that finished product. So other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get loaded, hit on this highway, and y'all just stay tuned. So what's going on? I'm back. Decided to go ahead and come on in here today. I decided to go ahead and work on the red truck you see in the background here. The only thing I got going on today is pretty much just taking out the interior, sticking in a new carpet. The new carpet came in probably about a week or so ago. Didn't get a chance to pretty much, you know, start working on this truck, you know what I mean, till now with the holidays and everything, you know. So anyway, I got to take out the front and rear seats and the center console. All of the rest of the interior is already out and it's taken down there to Doug so he can rewrap everything. So right now, like I said, I just got to go ahead and get that stuff on out, get the new carpet laid on in. But the bad part about it is I can't trim a whole lot of the stuff up because I need the trim to cover it up and I don't want to cut it too short and end up screwing myself. But anyway, let me go ahead on and get started on this, and I'll show you some progress pics here in a minute. So stay tuned. So I got all of the old carpet out and I'm getting ready to go ahead and put this new carpet on in here. So actually yesterday when I left work, I actually ended up taking out the old carpet. You need to go ahead and let it roll out to get the bigger wrinkles and stuff like that out of it, because it actually helps it lay a lot flatter. So when you're putting it inside the truck, it actually makes it a whole lot easier to press down into the, you know, its place and stuff like that. Because when it's cold, it's a molded carpet. So when it's cold, it doesn't form the way that it, you know, need to, and it makes it harder. So anyway, like I said, what I ended up doing, I pulled it out of the box, laid it out on the floor, just like what I got right here. And that way it can go ahead and try and straighten out as much of the wrinkles as possible. As you can see, the carpet is burgundy. I forget the color code of what this actually is, but when I actually called them, I ordered a couple samples and I went to whatever color matched the truck the best. So that's actually how I was able to get this color. But anyway, let me go ahead on and get this and put it in the truck, and then I'll go ahead and show you what seat bases that I'm working with. So done made it to the point right here that I'm getting these seat bases in. These seat bases come from Slosh Tubs. Super good customer service, good guy to deal with. I mean, they make a really good, nice product. So if y'all get a chance, go up over to his website, check him out. Slosh Tubs, I think it's sloshtubs.com. But anyway, like I said, they do some good work up over there. So what I'm doing, I'm running their buddy seats, which their buddy seats is it's the bucket seats. And just for y'all that don't know, when y'all go to installing this stuff in a crew cab, if you end up using the front seat bases, they will work in the rear. All of the holes and everything lines up. The only thing that if you were to do like 4 bucket seats, you know, traditional style without having his setup, if you were to put them on the back, the 2 outside bolts, meaning these 2 bolts right here, they would line up on the seat, but then there is no bolts up in here. So you would have to drill and pretty much drill and put washers and bolts and everything to hold the other side of the seat. But in this case, I'm using, like I said, the base that actually goes in the front, but I actually got 2 sets of buckets. So I'm using the same bases front and rear. And this is the base that's actually going to hold the 2 bucket seats in the back. Same thing for the front. And like I said, all of the bolt holes and everything already lines up. So I just got to go ahead and tighten this on down. And then once I get the seat back from the upholster, then I'll be able to bolt these right back up in these same spots. And then I'll be good to go. So what I'm actually planning on doing is running a whole center console coming down through here all the way up to the back. And it's going to be a big center console going down through here. So that's what my plans is as far as for the inside of this truck. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead on and get these bases screwed on in here, and then hopefully Doug will be calling me here pretty soon to at least be able to get my seats and dash and stuff, so I can go ahead and get a lot of that stuff back together. Anyway, let me go ahead and keep on pushing, so y'all just stay tuned. So what's going on, everybody? I'm back working on a dually today. Figured I'll go ahead and put in a little bit of time on it. You know what I mean? It's the weekend, and that's really the only time that I really get a chance to put in some work on it. Anyway, what I'm going ahead and doing today, I I'm just finding little stuff that Felix didn't end up putting back together. So I'm going through just making sure all of that stuff's right. I got a door handle over here that I got to fix. I got to go through and vacuum all of the glass out of the bottom of the doors. I got to also finish putting in my other seat base for the front. And then finish trimming up some of this carpet so I can go ahead on and get the truck ready to take down here to my homeboy Matt Murray's. He's going to do some door panels and some center console and everything for me, so I need to make sure that I got the truck ready for that. Went ahead on and closed up the sliding rag top, that way to keep the dust that's, you know, in this room from being created from that machine, the little mist from the coolant settling, you know, on the inside of the interior. So went ahead and got that closed on up, so I'm gonna go ahead on and do that, and then I'm gonna do a master cylinder swap on this truck as well to the new body style master cylinder. But other than that, that's what I got going on today. So but anyway, so this right here, I went ahead on and changed out this back mat. This already comes pre-cut, but I actually do got to tuck it down in here, so you know. But I got some of this stuff I got to wait till I get the actual interior pieces to go ahead on and finish putting it into place. But yeah, this is pretty much where we at on here right now. And like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and finish vacuuming up this glass and doing odds and ends stuff, and then I'll probably end up jumping on over to putting in the wires for these marker lights. So that's pretty much what I got on the agenda for today. So let me go ahead on and get to it. I'll cut this back on here shortly. So I ended up hitting up LMC Truck and ended up getting a few pieces from them as well. So what I'm getting ready to go ahead on and install real quick, I don't need to show y'all. I mean, this is pretty simple, self-explanatory stuff. But anyway, this is this little rubber grommet right here. It goes, so like when I shut my gas door, it goes all the way down to the metal. So this rubber stopper goes in here to push this away from the body, you know what I mean, so that it doesn't slam like that. Getting ready to go ahead and put 2 of these in here. They never put them back in there from the body shop, of course. But anyway, like I said, LMC Truck, part number right here. Yeah, 31-1818. So that's what that part number is. And then also this right here, part number 298230. This right here, this is actually the plug right here. So for these lights right here, I ended up buying brand new ones. I found these off of eBay. I can't lie, I think I might have paid like $250 or $300 for the whole set of 4. I can't lie, they waxed me like a detail shop, but you know, but I needed them and I wanted a really nice pair. There's a company called, I think, Clears, if I remember right, that supposedly makes them, but at the time they didn't have them in stock. I didn't know if they was actually going to produce any more of them. But anyway, I just ended up finding these, so I went ahead on and bought them. So anyway, like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and install these brand new plugs that's actually gonna go inside of these lights, and then I'm gonna hook up some LEDs in there as well. So like I said, I wanted everything to work, you know what I mean, pretty much flawlessly. And that's the reason I'm going the route that I did. So like I said, if y'all running into the same thing, I know that when they pulled this bed off, they actually cut some of these wires. So and then I know that I had one of these that was actually burnt up on the inside where the bulb actually goes. So I figured I'm just going to go ahead and replace all 4 of them so that I know that I got all 4 of them good. So I'm going to go through, replace those real quick, make sure that I got all of my LEDs, lights working and all of that good stuff. So other than that, let me go ahead on and get to it, and then I'll cut this back on here soon, so stay tuned. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it on up for today, but I went ahead on and got what I wanted to get done for today, so that actually worked out pretty good. So I had my light hanging out right here because I thought that I had a wiring issue. Come to find out that it was actually a ground that was not hooked up underneath the steering column. So when the dash was removed, there was a ground in there that actually needed to be hooked up to control the turn signals and some of the lights. So anyway, I went ahead on and got that all hooked on back up. So I got all of my lights and everything working now. Went ahead on and extended the wires for some of these lights back here because the way that the fender tubs are, they go up so high that the wire wasn't long enough to reach, so I had to cut and extend them. But let me go ahead on and turn these lights on so y'all can let me know what you think. Them things is bright All of them is LEDs. I love them. Let me go ahead and turn them on real quick. So that's them bad boys right there. Them bad boys is lit up. Lit up. Yeah, them bad boys are super bright. Yes, sir. So that's what I wanted to go ahead on and get done for today. I also went ahead on and put this base in here. Let me turn these lights off so this thing can quit making noise. But anyway, I went ahead and got my front seat base and everything, obviously from Slosh Tubs. I got to go through and paint these seat belt brackets, or not seat belt brackets, but seat belts, you know, harnesses, whatever you want to call them. I got to go through and paint those so that I can go ahead and get that stuff bolted back down. But yeah, she's actually starting to come back together. So that looked like a whole mess up there, but a lot of that stuff gets connected to a lot of the stuff when the dash actually gets hooked back up. But I can't do nothing until I actually have the dash back. So probably in the next episode, I'm going to be installing these bad boys up underneath the hood. I'm hoping that they actually work with the Slosh Tubs that I have under the hood, but we'll see. Those right there is called Wham rods. I actually purchased those, man, years ago off of eBay. You know what I'm saying? And when I ended up buying them, the truck ended up going to Tony from there, and it actually ended up sitting for a year. Then it ended up going to Tony. Then it ended up going to Texas and all of that stuff. So, like I said, I bought them a couple years ago. Didn't end up getting a chance to put them on. Just so happened as I was cleaning the truck out that I happened to see that I still had them. So I'm gonna go ahead on and get them installed here pretty soon. So that'll actually free up a little bit of space, as well as get my hood back working. So that's what I got pretty much done for today. And I'm happy with everything that I was able to get done today. So I'm gonna keep on trucking along on this thing, you know what I mean, little bit by little bit, because all of it count, you know what I mean, little here, little there. Eventually, by summertime, this thing's gonna be ready to spin the block, you know what I mean. So anyway, I'm finna go ahead on and get up out of here. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up that episode. And I ain't gonna keep on talking your ear off or whatever, but I hope that y'all enjoyed on whatever, you know what I mean, I was doing on this, you know, truck for the day and the past couple of days. But like I said, I'll go ahead on and do another one once I get a chance to cut it back on. So do me a favor before you leave this video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. You already know it's the Dually King, and I'm signing off. Peace.